Well, hey, everybody. How are we doing? Thank you for patiently awaiting me. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for coming in for something a little bit different. By the way, before we go any further, I would suggest you be 18 or older. We're going to be talking about some pretty adult things here, like your life path, destiny, and we're going to be using words that I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to say, but that's okay. We'll have fun with it all the same. Welcome again to another very interesting Shuffle Up and Deal as we are railing against anything and anyone that tells us what to do and how to do it. Am I right or am I right? I don't know if you're in the Northeast or not, but if you got caught in that rain, it was like a Texas flood. Speaking of a Texas flood, I'm going to be in Houston this weekend, everybody. There are tickets available only for my event on Friday night. Everything else is sold out because that's the way I run. And why wouldn't you want to help out our group down there? You're going to want to go to Village Books down in the Woodlands. It's a fantastic place. They actually made me aware that my book was in jeopardy of being banned. And I said, well, we're not going to deal with that one. We're going to go down there and we're going to tell them where to go and how to do it. They just had a fundraiser with Beto O'Rourke. He was kind enough to speak up against things like book banning. He was being a pro-vote conversation for them down there. And oddly enough, and I'm not going to get into the politics of it, the college they were going to have the event at canceled it at the last moment. Ooh. I don't know. It's like skullduggery. I can't wait to go into it. I'm fully engaged. I got enough sleep. And I had to take a little bit of a power nap because when it rained, I got soaked, like absolutely soaked. I was wearing none of these clothes this morning, right? Hey, Paul, how are you? Susan, how's it going? Stacy, welcome for joining us. Sheila, good to see you, love. I do owe you a phone call from a decade ago. Debbie, Diana, Rita, fantastic. You got your headphones on, atta girl. Michelle, I don't know. I'll just keep thanking you. Trish, thanks for coming in. Melanie, thanks for showing up here. New member Jess, thanks so much for joining us. Thank you. Every little bit helps, right? Hey, Pauline, how are you? Hi, it's Pauline. Everyone, say hi to Pauline. Got some repeats names here, and of course, Susan, how are you? It's great to see you guys. Fantastic, by the way. Turnout. I had a feeling you guys were going to be coming in for this one, because we're going to be doing something a little bit differently. We're just going to have fun, right? One of the things that I can't stand, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but like I'm my own best friend because of this. I am not a big fan of a lot of what goes on YouTube. I think it's boring. I think it's now I'm starting to sound condescending. I think people can do better by letting their personality out. Let's put it that way. The cards are the same. Like if you get 50 readers in a room and they pull out their tarot, they might have their favorite deck. It might be a little more shiny, might be a little bit bigger. You know, it's just like life. And then I'm just warming you up for the jokes to come later. And sure enough, the only thing that makes you different is you. Literally, the only thing that makes you different is you. And I've seen a lot of people go like, well, I can make money at this, so I'll go and do this. And they generally know what they're talking about, and they generally kind of understand the concepts. And then they get these ginormous followings, and I just laugh about it because I'm like, okay. And I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying my reality into this was, well, why aren't I doing that? Why aren't I just kind of, there's this tarot card reader and she's hysterical. She's hysterical, like flat out hysterical. By the way, if you like hysterical, you got to check out the last podcast. James came on. He is a hairdressing medium. He is hysterical. He and I gave Daryl a run for her money, for crying out loud. And he's sharp. He's witty. He's in tune. He feels like the work that he's doing is kind of channeling through this hairdressing realm to get him to where he's going. And I fully respect that. Like, it was just, the guy just owns who he is. And originality, like, that's the stuff we need to really kind of be applauding, right? You got to be you. And by the way, if you is being demure and turning over the cards and being okay, okay, that's fine. I'm like, You only got a couple hours tonight. That's how you're going to spend it? Come on, guys. Let's be entertaining. So the card tarot person, and I can't remember her name, and I'm giving her a shout out on my page here, and I'm not even doing a good job. Good. I'm glad that you enjoyed James for sure. She throws up all the cards and she grabs one out of the air, and then she'll go like, "Hey, it's so and so, and we've got this, and this is our randomness." Like, I kind of love that. I love mayhem when it comes to this stuff, right? I also know that as I was still clearing the deck from the last live that I did, I'm like, I've got to be a little more organized. My degree is in organizational management. True story. Sounds like lies, but it's really true. A few more people jumping on here. Boy, we're filling up the room, aren't we? Jamie, good to see you. Thank you for always contributing. By the way, if you guys want to join our little community on the Facebook side of it, Jamie's a big contributor. We got a few big contributors hanging out here. Just type in Spirit Tree Bees and you will find it. Go ahead and ask yourself in. And one of our lovely members will say, "Hey, welcome aboard. We'll show you around." We treat each other like humans. We come up with cool ideas and we talk quite a bit about fun stuff going on there. Jenny, yes, you're in on time. Oh, fantastic. Good to see you again, kid. Jimmy, yes, good luck with that film, by the way. Had a weird dream a couple of weeks ago about that. I should probably catch up to you. Kevin, it's not that kind of film. We haven't started yet. Calm down, lady. My eyes are up here. Kevin, good to see you, brother. Yeah, Sheila's getting fans out there, as she should. Cassandra. I have big decks. Well, congratulations. Congratulations. And quit texting me like that. Casey, good to see you as well. Fantastic. Casey, that's wonderful. Caitlin, good to see you back here. Barbara, Debbie, fantastic. Corey in the house. Thanks, brother. What's going on? So listen, here's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to jump into the readings, right? I'm also going to give you guys one more reminder. I put it at the top of the page. I should probably type it in here again. You're going to want to go tonight, because I can't guarantee it. I'm going to hit the save and the send and all that other good stuff as I walk out the door tonight. I'm not going to stay out here all night because I got to get ready to travel. I'm supposed to bring clean underwear and all the other odd requirements, when they put you through TSA and all that other good stuff. You're going to want to make sure that you're on this page because you're going to get an email from this page, thetbrandonruss.com, because what you're going to do is have the opportunity tomorrow to pay whatever you can afford. Now, I would have loved to have had a blank screen on this. The web designer popped in and he goes, "Brandon, you can't do that. Because if we do that, then we have to give them rights in order to be able to kind of reprogram and the blah, blah, blah." And by the way, somewhere in the middle of the conversation, this is me. And he goes, "What's wrong?" And I go, "That's just, are you done?" And then I said, "So how do I do this?" He says, "You got to put in a couple of values." And I said, "Okay, there we go." But there's a couple of very keen and lean values that you can get yourself a reading. Why am I doing this? Because I'm remembering why I do this for a living. I have read over 25,000 people over my career. I have helped numerous people. I've gotten it down to the fine art of recognizing how I'm supposed to help you in that moment and being able to detach. Detaching is actually a new thing for me, and I'm getting really good at it. Doesn't mean I don't care. It means I care enough to let you do your work and own it. On the next level of that, it's also, not going to lie, it's a little bit of a social experiment. I want to see how people value this work. And there's a couple of price points in there that you go, I wonder. You may have no problem going, "This is just what I can afford." And by the way, I respect that. I'm not going to know how much you pay going into the reading, just to let you know. I kind of did that by design. That's why the web design guy got involved, because it's like a double blind. I just know that you set up an appointment. That's it. So keep that in mind. But I can always check. I mean, he works for me. Anyways. Fair enough, Corey. Always good to see you. And you can always get it on rerun as well. Gigi, welcome as well. Carolyn, oh, look at that. We got a little tribe going on there. You can only get this link on the email. So if you go to the website tomorrow, it's actually not on the front end of the website. Again, I got the tech guy working on it. His boring ass nature was able to kind of pull this out. And by the way, shout out to Ian for taking my insults. And I know he never watches these. I know he doesn't, because I have called him out more than twice. And he's like, "Oh, how did it go?" Acting all kind of like, And And then I'm like, you didn't watch, did you? I go, no. And he's like, no, I didn't. Anyways, so very long story short, tomorrow you have to be on the email address. If you haven't already, if you don't already get my email, you should have gotten an email about this event tonight. If you did, you're good to go. If you didn't go, I have to go to tbrandonruss.com, get signed up for the email list. Then you'll get the discount tomorrow. It is limited to 20. I mean, I can't do this forever. But then again, that's the part I was in charge of. So good luck. Good luck in having that happen the right way. So this is how we're going to do tonight. Tonight's going to actually be, I guess that light's going to be, hope our lighting's okay because the light's kind of tilted upward. I might have to kind of rearrange something. Anyways, this is how we're going to do this. We're going to have fun with this. I went out and got this very cool Cards Against Humanity absurd box. And by the way, the absurd box has some of the most absurd things in it. It's a little less dirty, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be signing a waiver quite yet. Just to let you know. Just to let you know. I see a few of you on the website right now. Thank you very much. That is awesome. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some of these out, right? And then I'm going to put them down as, I'm going to give you an option. You're going to be able to choose which one you are going to choose as the answer. And we're just going to have fun with it. And by the way, you've got to be engaged. You've got to be on, and you got to be able to give me feedback because we're just going to have fun with this, guys, right? It's funny. I can multitask. Anyways. All right, guys. You guys ready for this? So this is how it's going to go. I'm going to pull up the other side of the channel here. I'm going to add that on there. Oh, yeah. We might have to go kind of wide angle on this one. There we go. There we go. We're going to need all the space we can get, I think. So what we're going to do is I'm going to say to you, I'm going to choose a card. But before I choose a card, I'm going to go ahead and do stuff like this. I'm going to take out these cards. By the way, if you've never played this, find people that you don't know. Like I find as like the social experiment that this is just insane. Just absolutely insane. So I'm going to put down 1, 2, and 3, right? 1, 2, and 3. And by the way, this is still working with Spirit. Don't think it's not. I'm just randomly picking them out here. I don't know this deck. I didn't preload this. I got to turn off my email because you guys are signing up for the website. Thank you so much, guys. I do appreciate you. Oh, no, this is just people looking for money. No, that's just people looking for money. It's all good. I'm only kidding. People signed up for the website. So, I got 3 cards here, and then I'm going to ask a question. Hey, CC, how are you? So how about this for a question? And by the way, this should get you a little bit of a feel. It's still absurd, and it is definitely a little bit dirty. But for instance, this question is, it's finally happening. I'm finally doing it. Yes, it's time for, and somebody type in a 1, 2, or 3. The first one will be the answer. And then we'll read the answer, right? And then we're going to do a card reading off of it. I'm telling you, I might be a revolutionary here on this. Melanie jumps in for 3. We're going to call that one 3. And then we're going to say, it's finally happening. I'm finally doing it. Yes, it's time for Travolta. So then I'm going to take what topic it is that we're going to talk about. And we're going to talk about how, guess what? We're going to talk about how Melanie had a crush on John Travolta for so long. And by the way, confirm this, Melanie. Did you have a crush on Travolta? Just wondering. Hey, Emily, how are you? Oh, look at you guys diving in. 2, 3. No, you didn't. So what does the Travolta mean for you? Does it mean you're a Scientologist? Are you going to become a Scientologist? Are you joining a cult? Is this something we should coach you on, Melanie? I mean, come on. Let's have fun with this. All right, Melanie, but you are going to be the first one up here because you just dove right in. You jumped. No? All right, well, here we go. Let's give you a different topic then. By the way, this is the only time we're going to give you a different topic. So do you guys get where we're going with this? Yeah, Kevin's like, yeah, you better not. Come on, yeah. Kevin, I haven't seen you guys at a show in like a month and a half, right? You can't even go grease lightning. Thank you, Cassandra. Oh, can you go grease lightning? Oh, hold on a second. Are you redoing a car? Hold on a second. There's a lot of things to the Travolta. Is there something going on about your car? Soon in June. By the way, in case you guys haven't figured out, Melanie and Kevin are together. So listen, this is about your car. That's where we're going with this. Now you guys get this? You're going full Travolta. So you're redoing the car, right? Go grease lightning. Archangel Michael says he is. Well done. Oh my gosh. So I have to make I hope you guys get the theme of where we're going here tonight. So Melanie, thanks so much for being first up. We're going to be talking about your car, and we're going to be talking about your transportation and your, and when you think about it, think about the spiritual journey. Not necessarily John Travolta, but we'll stick with it with Grease. And by the way, for a guy that's trying to figure himself out still at what, 60, 71, 72, he is a pilot. There's all the Hollywood rumors and all the other stuff, and he's trying to figure out who he is and the Scientology thing and blah, 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 and all that other stuff. If you take his character in Grease, right, think about what he's trying to do. He met the love of his life. He's trying to make the changes to impress her. He's trying to make the changes to be who she needs him to be. And then she turns around and says, I need you to be you. And then she says, see what happens when I change myself? It's better when you're you and I'm me. It's actually a story about soulmates. Here we go, guys. Melanie, congratulations. You're first up today. Oh, this is hard work. Maybe this is about you getting ahead. Maybe this is about dollars and cents. Maybe this is you kind of going like, I kind of learned it before. Oh, you're going to have a choice. Do you want the tail fins? You want to put the lightning bolt on the side, do you? Is that what you want to do? Is that what you want to do? I don't know, but this is going to be a good car. I'm going to tell you, this is going to be an awesome move for you. I like this a lot. By the way, I think you've had some clunkers. Just to let you know, and the way this one rolls out is the Tower card in reverse. So maybe, just maybe. Oh, come on. Pulp Fiction is the best thing he ever did. Anyways, back to you, Melanie. Tower card comes out in reverse, which means that maybe, you might have had the Datsun S10 at one time. You know what I'm saying? He has a house right around the corner from you. Come on, Trish, get this guest on, for crying out loud. Pull some strings. Go to the neighborhood watch, for crying out loud. You got a lot of anxiety about this too, Melanie, because it's about the choice. By the way, one of the choices are going to be a pain in the neck. The other one's going to be smooth sailing, because that's the way that choice card works. Oh, you're going to love this in the long term. I love your outcome. I love your outcome. Full Travolta here. You're going to go through the recreation of your car. And while we're at it, I don't know what this means. But if it's any car that I've ever been in, there's a front seat and there's a back seat. So seduced by sweetness. Kevin, it's not my fault if you don't get any. All right, that's all I'm going to say. But the seduced by sweetness comes out here, which tells me that this is just going to be you're turning around the corner. So if you've had challenges with cars before, this is going to be one of those things where you're going to be like, okay, I can go through this the right way. And at the end of the day, this is going to be a really, really positive way to go about it, right? I'm going to find a good car. I'm going to find something reliable, and I'm going to come out ahead. Melanie, listen, I know it sounds like, oh, wait a minute. Wait, what just happened? Yeah, I just gave you a whole read on your new car. Congratulations. Oh, and by the way, Kevin, you did say June. So guess what? You're on the hook. June is a month away. A month away. Hey, Patty, how are you? No third row? Listen, buddy, I don't know if you know this now, but you get to a certain age in the third row, you don't even give a shit about it. You actually give a shit about the cargo space. Am I right or am I right, guys? Hey, Donna, how are you? We're being slightly inappropriate tonight. I mean, let's be honest. That's not really an advertisement here, right? Hey, Starlight, how are you? Good to see you. So listen, how do I choose somebody? How do I choose somebody? Well, I think I should kind of go this way. I'm going to give a date. Kevin, help me out on this. Yeah, I really feel like I need to push into Cancerian stuff. Who's a June Cancer? Who's a June 23rd in particular? June 23rd is the third row. Oh, nope, not if you have an English Mastiff. Well, listen, I don't care about what position you're in. July Cancer. Okay, coming missing that a little bit. Oh, Melanie, that's wonderful. Thanks for advertising that. Sacandaga Brewery, those tickets are up for sale. They're ready to go. And by the way, I'm going to be announcing a very special announcement there at the Sacandaga Brewery. You're going to want to go there to that because I will not be announcing it on the internet quite yet until that show. I will give you a hint. I'm going to have my guitar with me. June 23rd is when I'm supposed to start a new job. Nicole, you know what? I got to go with you, Nicole, here because they gave me June 23rd right out of the gate, right? I've got to go here. All right, here we go. Oh, fuck. Here we go. This is where I lose the crowd or I rally the crowd and we go to the ellipse. All right, we're going to throw down 3 cards. And, this is where you have free will. So, Nicole, we're coming to you on this one. I hope you guys, listen, let me feel my way on this. You guys know that, like, genius takes a little bit of liberty, right? So I need that a little bit here. So, all right, Nicole, door number 1, door number 2, door number 3. And I have to ask you the question first. I have to state it first, okay? I swear, if there is one other person that I think it goes hand in hand with this, and it wasn't until after the show was over that Penny became number 1 of all the things that I ever mentioned, second only to this one here. Millions of copies sold. Donald Trump's, quote, art of the, if one of these is art of the impeachment, art of the penalty, art of the contempt, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm just telling you. So give us door, and I don't care if you're political. Nicole, I will bring this back for you, right? So Nicole, give me door number 1, door number 2, door number 3. I can't believe that was there. All right, Nicole, we're waiting on you. 2. All right, here we go. You guys are going to see this. Can't make this up. Millions of copies sold. Donald Trump's art of the Jormungandr, the world serpent. Cannot make this up. I am beginning to think that Cards Against Humanity, the absurd edition, is psychic, right? Yeah. Okay, I totally just cheated. By the way, your reading is going to be about change because the serpent actually represents the dragon, represents the snake, represents the change, right? If you ever watched any of my videos about Donald Trump, I always talked about what disappointed me the most wasn't that he was being a tool. It was that his chart is actually very powerful. He never changed. He never took responsibility. So we're going to be talking about change there for Nicole there. But I have to say, I'm going to read this one because this one just, the serpent really fits. Don't get me wrong, but millions of copies sold. Donald Trump's Art of the South Rising Again was one of the other choices. Just to let you know, I'm beginning to think that these are tools of divinity. All right, here we go, Nicole. So, Nicole, let's talk about your change. I want you to take a deep breath in. I want you to think about where you've been at, right? Think of all the mistakes that you've made. Don't dwell on them. I want you to think about all the things that you've done well, all the things you've done right, right? Cassandra may have just won the internet. What date is Donald Trump's birthday? Wow. I'm trying to look at this. It's June 13th. Okay, thank you. Boy, that would have been balls, huh? But Nicole, let's talk about this new job. Let's talk about how you're going to change. Let's talk about all of these things are there. And by the way, maybe you can tell us a little bit about it as you kind of unfold this and all that other stuff. But maybe this is something new. Maybe this is just a new attitude, a new position, a new role, a new anything, right? So here we go. Let's talk about this. Oh, this is about work-life balance. I love the temperance card in the work reading. I'm going to tell you why, because maybe it wasn't you. Maybe it wasn't them. Maybe you burned yourself out, right? You got a little anxiety going into this. What is this with the Ten of Swords? Well, the good news is, everybody, we're getting the Ten of Swords out early. The unfortunate part is that Melanie and now Nicole is taking it right in the backside here with this. But this to me is kind of like you're just drained. So to me, this is about you beginning to really, yeah, Cassandra, super close on that. You being able to kind of like step into it. By the way, I got nothing but reward. Ching, ching. 9 of Cups here. You know what this is? This is about like financially, you might be doing just a little bit better, but more importantly, you're going to be energetically better. Because look at these cups. This is about balance. You're actually going to feel self-worthy in this. You might actually feel like you're contributing to something better or bigger. All those things are fantastic. Oh, yeah, Chariot. This is about you reconciling this in a hurry, right? Whenever the difference of the Temperance and then the Chariot show up, this is about balancing this, but going at a pace that you're good with, right? Might get a little out of control. I'm sorry, was this about change? Guess what? We get the Death card out here. This is about you. You've got to shed your old self. You've got to shed your old self. No, I'm good. And then, oh yeah, this is about you taking charge. I actually think that you took a step up. This is like a supervisory, a management, or could you please save our company? Could you do this in a different way? Could you do this role? We need this department squared away. We need to, you know, keep guys named Jim under control. And, it's really about you taking the reins and being happy. This is kind of happy. This is also you. And by the way, don't get weirded out by the Death card. This Death card is perfect. This is the depth to your anxiety and your self-loathing, Nicole. I hope you get that. Hope you understand it. Holy Toledo. Now what do we have here? Talk about happy. Inescapable bliss. I still love these cards. Yeah, put that one right there. Yeah, these Luminous Humanus, they are really, really cool. My ancestors are Russ family from Vermont. I used to hang out with the Von Trapps, so piece it together. Yeah, and the Death card is the Scorpio card. Very good. Very good, Susan. You should be taking classes here. So listen, if you can give us some validation here, Nicole, that would be fantastic, because I got to tell you, I really, really like where this is going for you. I also think that this is a brilliant move for you. And I think that any of your past stuff, you're totally leaving behind. Totally leaving behind. I think that's very important for you. Very important for you. If you can give us some comment on that, that would be great, Nicole. You know, it's interesting too. And by the way, she might have freaked out and been like, Trump, don't villainize the messenger. You know, just because Trump was like on that card is, you know, this is the thing people are really having a hard time with right now. Trump, we're going to look back at this, and I don't care what the critique is. It's one of the Donald Trump era is going to be one of the best things that ever happened to us, not because of what he did, but what he showed us. Right? We've got to start recognizing that we kept bitching about change forever, and then it began to change. We have no reason to be whatever. Okay, Nicole rings in. I think you are spot on. My department is being eliminated. I'm going to a new company with hopefully a better work-life balance. I'm a bridge of knowledge for the old and the new company. I hope it's a step up, but probably not a management position. Listen, if you can punch out at 5 of 5 every day and not have to worry about it, that might be your win, right? And it might just be a little bit of a different thing, right? Yeah, for sure. So listen, I'm sorry that the company's changing, but maybe it's the best thing for you. Maybe it was the break that you needed when you went home that day and you were like, this is too much. I can't do this anymore. Whew. You wished for it. You know, that's the other thing too. We often facilitate change through our manifestation. We can't be upset about it. We can't be mad. We're in the nomad zone, everybody. You can't be mad. Nobody can get mad at that. You can't wish for a sunny day and be pissed when it's 98 degrees. You just can't. I'm all discombobulated, but I'm good right now. All right, guys. Are you guys enjoying this? I think we got to get a couple more down here. I'm going to take a few of these out of here. We're going to get some randomness here. You know, somebody mentioned Scorpio. Who's the Scorpio? Yeah, we're going to start typing Scorpio. Who's the Scorpio with a fire or an earth moon? Scorpio with a fire or an earth moon. Thanks, Blue Stars. I appreciate that. I love your work too. Hey, Janet, how are you? Carolyn, you're a hussy. I'm sorry. Carolyn Hussey, thank you for joining. I'm a Scorpio. What is your moon? Sharon, how are you? Water moon. Susan, I'm so sorry. Scorpio, but you don't know the moon. Jess, got to grab your astrology, which, by the way, you can get if you sign up for the email tomorrow. Got to sign up for it today to get it tomorrow. Sign up for an email with me and then get the link for the special for the choose your price. Make it affordable, everybody. And you can ask yourself, there you go. Not sure about the moon. I am Kim. Ding, 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 ding. We're just going to call you I am, which is typically what Aries say. Aries talk about the I am, right? Here we go. I love this one. Yeah, we're gonna twist this one for sure. Oh gosh, Kim. Kim, as I read this to you, think to yourself, door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3. This is clearly gonna have something to do with a love life because I just saw 2 words on it. You ready? All right, Kim, here we go. It's late at night. You're in bed with your lover, Patrick Stewart. He leans over with a twinkle and he asks, how about blank? Door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3? Oh, gosh. It's late at night. You're in bed with your lover, Patrick Stewart. He leans over with a twinkle in an eye and asks, how about blank? Kim, you already won. Give me 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. We're waiting on you, kiddo. See, this is the part where you got to be interactive. You got to be able to show up here a little bit. Oh, my gosh. This is going to go so sideways. All right, Kim, give us a 1, 2, or 3. It's a part where, Kim, there's only 3 choices. 1, 2, or 3. Kim, are you having a good time yet? Everybody else is sitting here in breathless anticipation. We're adding in sound effects now. Yeah, come on, Kim. Busting Kim's balls now. Kim, Patrick, don't leave Patrick Stewart waiting. It's like one of the unwritten rules. And by the way, if you're a fan of Star Trek, I do like that middle one. You know, the old one was like so campy, right? Kim quit. Kim, where'd you go? I'm not going to pick number 1 for her. He was the next generation, so I'm leaning towards 2. The Enterprise. Jim. And by the way, let's just add in whatever you guys think would be like the best answer. It's late at night. You're in bed with your lover, Patrick Stewart. He leans over with a twinkle in his eye and asks, how about an Enterprise? All right. Oh, come on. Come on, Kim, you're killing me. Kim, you're killing me. This is why you can't have interaction here. Oh, she checked out because she wasn't sure about her moon. I get it. I understand. I'm having a great time. So, what do I do here? All right, I'm going to go with number 2. She put up 3? Did I miss this? I'm starting to wonder if there's a bummer in connection. All right, Kim's calling for 3. All right, here we go. Kim's in. We're going with number 3. So it's late at night. You're in bed with your lover, Patrick Stewart. He leans over with a twinkle in his eye and asks, how about a little known fact that Polish people don't dream? That was stupid. But do we go about love on this one? Or do we go about travel? Right? I got to say this in the accent, though, because you'll love it. Kim, we're going to come to you and we're going to talk to you about the love life, travel life that you're about to have. But I've got to say this in the accent. It's late at night. You're in bed with your lover, Patrick Stewart. He leans over with a twinkle in his eye and asks, how about sewing 2 hamsters together to make a double hamster supreme? All right. Let's see if Polish comes up into this. Let's also take a look at where your love life is going. Let's talk about it in terms of like, let's kind of grow this. By the way, oh, high fidelity card. The Hierophant comes out. Could be the one forever because you're a set. You're a him and her. Woohoo! And there's nothing but celebration for you. Kim, I'm standing behind this. Kim, I'm giving this to you. Yeah, isn't that funny? Travel in your dreams. Good luck with that. The Polish people right now are just like, could we help Ukraine, please? Which, by the way, started all this for me. Thank you very much for paying attention. The Hierophant, you are close to the vest with this. You're going to keep them close at home. By the way, that's also happiness. That's not taking any risks. So hold on a second. Maybe you should get on that little jetpack of yours and take off. Are you kidding me? You got a double-double. You're also kind of questioning your own worth. So you got the 4 of Pentacles with the 4 of Cups. By the way, well shuffled. I dropped all these cards earlier, just to let you know. These guys sprawled all over the place. The Empress, along with the 4 of Cups, might be that you're missing out something. You're being offered something, or you have something more to offer that you kind of think about it in a dream, right? Oh, yeah, here we go. And by the way, incredible stability. This is a very stable yet human read, because you have the 4 of Pentacles on top of the Hierophant. You think the world of him, right? He might not be perfect and there's flaws, but you know what? He's perfect for you. You might not be perfect, but you're perfect to be in this position But you could kind of let the governor off a little bit, and maybe you can go a little faster. Maybe you can press on the gas a little more. Maybe you can go a little further. Three of Cups comes out. This, of course, is a celebration card. Celebrate good times, come on. And then you've got the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is really interesting here because this kind of wraps up your stability. It really talks about it that way. And let's go ahead and take on one of these Humanist cards. Oh, yeah. In Between Lifetime Lagoon. Whew. I think I just called you guys soulmates. Think I just called you soulmates based on the read. And by the way, Kim, I don't ever remember necessarily everything about people that I connect with. But Kim, I think I'm talking about your situation. I really do. A lot of happiness there. Don't be so shy. Put out your number, for crying out loud. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. So, Kim, great to see you. Apparently, none of these methods are working. I have to come up with something a little bit different. But I want to be fun about it. I truly want to be fun about it. Let me see what I've got here. Anybody born on the 19th of a month? It's 7:19 right now here on the East Coast. Bing bong. Anybody born on the 19th or the 30th? The Blue Lagoon, which one? Oh my gosh, Caroline. By the way, growing up, sweet Caroline. Minnesota representing. We're going to be there later on this year. Hey, Caroline, how are you? I married that woman. Actually, I married her to her husband, but I perform weddings. Hey, Blue Star, you're in. Caroline, great to see you. I love you guys. I can't wait to see you guys this summer. Blue Star is in. Blue Star, I think you're going to have fun with this one. I think you're going to have fun with this one. So as you know, we're going to throw down 3 cards, 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to read you one at random. You're going to choose 1, 2, or 3. And then we're going to talk about how that's going to affect your life. By the way, does anybody else do this on the internet? No. Why? Because it's slightly stupid, a little bit crazy, and I'm the only one that can pull it off. So let's be original here for just a second. All right. I'm going to pull out a card here. I'm going to pull out a card here. All right. I got shit everywhere, which is par for the course. Oh, my God. I can't believe. So when I first opened this, and your brother was the 19th? Oh, Blue Star. This is a double. This is a double. I can feel it. Wasn't Christopher Atkins supposed to be the next best thing? And then all of a sudden, he just comes up with like a weight plan. And, you know, we all just look like, you know, we're a thin rail that lives on an island, chases after girls with coconuts. I don't know what to tell you. And then do the hunt thing with the fish thing. I'm sorry. Did we all have unnatural thoughts about Brooke Shields? I mean, come on, ladies. Let's be honest. Even for a brief moment, you went, I don't know, maybe on an island. Anyways, all right, here we go. Blue Star, you are up. Yeah, Kim, great. Thank you so much for the kind words. Okay, here we go. So I pulled this out earlier, and I went, oh, this is going to be a night. I hope I don't pull it. Here it is. Are you ready, Blue Star? Remember, you got to choose 1, 2, or 3. Why does my mustache smell so bad? This is how we get canceled, everybody. This is it. Not Travolta, not Trump, my mustache. So door number 1, door number 2, door number 3 there, Blue Stars. I'm so glad you're here tonight. I'm not really sure that you're going to appreciate this afterwards. And by the way, anything that I'm about to pull here is completely fictional. My mustache smells just fine. As a matter of fact, I'm smelling it right now. Seems to be okay. Seems to be all right. All right, Blue Star, give me a 1, 2, or 3 here. 3. Oh my God. I can't. But isn't that the fun? All right, here we go. Why does my mustache smell so bad? A little girl with a knife. I can't keep doing this. I cannot keep doing this. There's a reason why this isn't going to take, Brandon. Sometimes bad ideas just die on the vine, right? And as it turns out, that was the best answer. As it turns out, that was the best answer. All right, Blue Star, we're going to go down. I know, right? Oh, boy, is correct. I cannot. It is Toledo. So let's talk about what you need to cut out of your life. How about that one? mustache trim. Sometimes you got to cut back on things, right? You see, guys, where I'm going with this one? All right. So this is going to be a read about Blue Star and what you're going to put boundaries around, what you're going to push out, what you're going to gently release. And here we go. Oh, yeah, the moon. It's the unconscious stuff. It's the subconscious stuff, right? It's the things that allow you to be like, yeah, this is a great card for you. You've been wrestling with your intuition. Got to go to the ancient wisdom, kid. I'm already going to tell you, you got to get rid of the players in your life because you're genuine. You are authentic. This is an authentic combination. So on one side of it, you got to get rid of the people that are kind of shadowy to you and recognize that your intuition is there. And by the way, the wolf is loyal. The dog is loyal. The crabs, man, not so much. And by the way, you got to put this together because you are the wounded warrior. You've been through it. My guess is that as a light worker, you've been beat up a little bit because you might have, I don't want to say the word cared too much, but you might have been a little bit taken advantage of. Wow, I'm getting a lot right now. You got to go back to what you know. And this is ancient wisdom. And by the way, you are not the first person in your life, in your ancestry, to have this ability. You're kind of kicking ass and taking names. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry to deliver this news, but you got to get right with whoever you're with. You got to get right with that. And by the way, don't let the illusion of who they are like take you for a ride. Right? Oh, yeah. Page of Pentacles. Time to discover what you know and how you know it. You've been through a lot. I can tell. The Nine of Wands comes out because you've carried the burden. Notice how they're still hanging on to one, but the 8 of them are standing here. Well, hold on a second. Time to take that King of Swords. Time to take that King of Swords. Take out the emotion. Do the healing that you need to do. Blue stars, listen, I know we were talking about bad mustaches, but we had to get to the knife on this one. By the way, there's the knife. Who's the little girl with the knife? That's why I would, oh, here it is. That's why I was willing to make a fool out of myself to get you to a point to understand that you got to cut out some stuff. You're a rainmaker. You know what the rainmaker does? The rainmaker nourishes everyone else, takes a little for themselves, and then gives it to everybody else. And by the way, the rainmaker, you might have been the one filling the cup here the whole time. Wow, I'm getting a ton right now. I think you've got a really good outlook, though. I really do. I think you just got to go back to basics. Go back to basics and the relationship and your ability. I love that read, though. I mean, only I can pull out a card against humanity and turn it into something fruitful like that. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Mwah! I need applause. That's what I need. Where's my applause button? Just having fun. All right, guys, let's have more fun with this here. Let's so Blue Star, thanks for joining us tonight. Stick around for sure. Where do I want to go with this? I'm looking for numbers. Who was born on the 37th day of the month? Pulling up the random meter here. Oh, I know where I want to go with this. Hold on. Yeah, Jenny, I'm coming to you. You're the 7 on this one. How'd you know I was going to go to 7? Thanks, Susan. Jenny, coming to you. Coming to you, old friend. How are we doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're rocking and rolling. Hope you're doing the things you're supposed to be doing. You know, all those fun things. This is going to be a double. So guess what? I'm going to put out 4 cards. And you can pick 2 of them. 7. It's a 7. I was gonna talk about the number 7. All right, Jenny, you ready? Hope you are. I have to get organized with this. I have to figure out like where I got to put everything. I'm getting there. All right, Jenny, you ready? Here we go. All right, Jenny. Ladies and gentlemen, I propose a 2-pronged plan. The first prong will be blank. That'll be your first card. And the second prong will be blank. Second card. Here we go. 3 and 1. All right, so we're going to go 3 at first. The first prong. Yeah, I'm going to edit this a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, I propose a 2-prong plan. The first prong will be to be rigid and then just trying to smush it in. The second prong is going to be my math teacher's bulge. So it sounds like size and speed are an issue here. Or not. How do I paint myself into this corner? Coming up short, but you're not coming up short. Distractions. This is about getting rid of distractions. Here we go. Take me off the chat. Well, Jenny, here we go, kiddo. By the way, we're gonna honor you with the 3 and the 1. By the way, that's my birthday, 3-1. This is about distractions. This is about you overcoming these distractions, right? All right, here we go. Oh, man, you're worried about being judged. You're worried about the 2.0 card, by the way. This is about the recreation of yourself, but it can also mean the pure judgment, right? You don't want to be judged. The center of all this is what you're spending your time on. Again, are you wasting time? The King of Pentacles is not just about the king. How did that happen? Yeah, I like this one a lot. And this is about the quick and sudden change for you. Oh, Andrea, you're here just in time. The letters make Russ. I don't know what that just meant. I'll figure it out, though. But Jenny, here's the fun news about this. So the Judgment card is going to talk a little bit about you coming into it with the limitations of what you think other people give to you. Then the King of Pentacles talks about the time and the value that you put into it. Pentacles is not just about money. It's about all the things that we value. Things like time, things like effort, things like connection, if you will, right? And then the Chariot. Well, this is actually a Cancerian card. By the way, are you a Cancerian with the 7? I don't know. You would be early June or early July, middle of July. But this is about quick and sudden change. So this is about you just changing your ways. And by the way, you know what the challenge is. By the way, you secretly judge yourself, but you might actually be judging others. Maybe this is releasing some of that stuff to not let you get yourself in your own way here. The King of Pentacles along with the Queen of Cups. I know you love this combo platter. Jenny, come on. I did you a favor here. Queen of Cups is about your worth, your own value worth. Instead of worrying about what other people are trying to take from you, know what your value is. Be able to say the word no. And by the way, no is a complete sentence. And this is a new way of thinking. Bam! I love my work. Woo! So the Judgment covered by the 3 of Pentacles, which by the way, happy day. We are in the 3 of Pentacles as of tomorrow. Those of you that follow tarot by the dictionary or by the calendar, the dictionary, none of you can read. Anyways, the King of Pentacles covered by the Queen of Cups gives a very subtle indication that other people might be pulling from your time, but you value yourself. And then, of course, you have the Page of Swords, which is a new way of thinking, albeit not necessarily developed, but the Chariot going, I'm going in this other direction right away. No is a complete sentence. Love that phrase. Oh, yeah. And you are Rocky Mountain high on this one. Naturally high. You bring it. Jenny, you are the goods, right? Naturally high. By the way, if that looks like the backside of it, it's because they thought it was that good. I love the detail of these cards, everybody. When I pull together an Oracle deck, I want detail. I want the D to the tail. Wait a minute. That sounded like something I would have said in college. Anyways, you're naturally high. You're knocking it out. In other words, I think what this card really talks about isn't necessarily being high. It's about being high vibration. So this is the Queen of Cups. This is you delivering this, right? Wow, I love that. I love it. I love it. Jenny, I love it. I love everything about this. The blue and the brown, of course. Caregiver for my dad. Oh, wow. 24/7 for 102.7 months for 24/7. Come on, Jen. Okay, I'll go there. I know not the hour nor the place, but Jenny, that reading, if you go back and you look at it, it was wrapping things up and you had done your duty. Judgment card is about passing. I think what that just told you that you just completed your life's purpose with him. It's time for something new. No. And it's going to change in a hurry, and it's going to be a whole new dimension for you. I can't say what I know you know I'm talking about. But it's going to come up. It's going to come quick, and just know you've completed it. It's that simple. Ooh, that got heavy in a hurry, didn't it? It's a beautiful read. Jenny, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Stop by anytime. Well, of course, it's a new set of issues. That's why we live, right? I mean, listen, if it was easy, everybody would do it, right? But it's not easy. It's not. Listen, life is a full contact sport, and we really don't get a manual. Think about all the crap that they taught us in high school. You know, they taught us basic arithmetic. How do you use it? Well, you use basics of it, but once you got the common themes down, any of you use side angle side aside from you astrologers, which is ironic. It's the only thing I ever went to summer school for was geometry, and now I use it all the time in astrology. It's hysterical, by the way. Miss Greenberg would be proud. Anyways, I digress. But when you think about it, they don't teach us how to balance a checkbook. They don't teach us how to do relationship management or time management. They just expect you to do it vicariously. Meanwhile, we get out into the real world and nobody gives a shit who won at Waterloo. Nobody gives a shit about the details about how the lunar, planet. And by the way, our natural curiosity will bring us to want to know that. Or not. But we can't balance a checkbook. We don't know how to dress for different situations. We don't get social cues, right? And then we're told that our parents didn't teach us right. That's horseshit. Our parents did the best they could. Our education system kind of just threw spaghetti at the wall as a funding source. There we go. We said that. Yeah, there you go. Here. Jenny, I got you on that one. Yeah, start the reinvention now. And Heidi, I'm coming to you next. Thanks for picking up Jenny on that one. Heidi, you definitely deserve that shout out. Anybody you give a shout out to that on, fantastic. And Heidi, I don't mean to out your business, but I think you're looking for an email tomorrow, right? Yeah, we don't use checkbooks. Matter of fact, I am the worst business owner on the face of the earth. I'm like, oh, National Grid's probably looking for money. Oh, it's been a couple of months. And by the way, it's not cash flow. It's I don't know. What is it, Tuesday? Do we owe them money already? They just paid them. Yeah, I paid them in March. Yeah, there you go, Jenny. Hey, listen, keep going on this one here. Mary, thanks so much for joining us. I see a few other people joined us. Heidi, I'm coming to you next year. So get ready to chime in on the 1, 2, and 3. Cassandra, I think she was talking about months, which is still, I mean, we're going on 11 years now. That's pretty significant. All right, here we go. We're going to go 1, 2, or 3 again on this one. And how about that? She gives a shout out to my birthday. Goes 3-1 on that. Oh, that was my present. And next year you're going to be like, remember when I got you that thing? And I'm like, that was last year. All right. Are you ready? Are you ready there, Ms. Holman? Here we go. Ain't it nifty? Barb and Bob hit 50. So get off your ass and raise a glass to 50 years of blank. By the way, I used to love Match Game because I used to love the music to it. I have a soundboard somewhere. I should really connect it. And right here, I should reread it like his name isn't Gene Rayburn. You guys know who I'm talking about. But like right now, it'd be like, ain't it nifty? Barb and Bob hit 50. So get off your ass and raise your glass to 50 years of blank. All right. So give us a hit. 1, 2, or 3. Heidi chooses 3. All right, guys, here we go. Number 3. I can't, but I will. All right, everybody. Here's for your pleasure. Now I'm going to try and figure out what this is about. I think this is about your faith. Follow me on this one. Ain't it nifty? Barb and Bob hit 50. So get off your ass and raise your glass to 50 years of blue smoke coming out of my ass. Apparently, I've chosen a new pope. By the way, the other choice would have been, so get off your ass and raise your glass of 50 years of violating the Geneva Convention. True story. True story. I'll tell you what, Heidi, give me a topic that you want me to read on this one, because blue smoke coming out of my, and by the way, it didn't say ass, it said anus, which I think is a little more intrusive, because it doesn't include the cheeks. It's actually the soft tissue. Remember, anyways, by the way, make sure you get your prostate checked. So give me a topic here. Give me a topic. Gene Rayburn. Yeah, it wasn't Gene Rayburn, though. Gene Rayburn was on, was it Gene Rayburn? Like, he had the really kind of like thin microphone. It was a little creepy, actually. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. But Heidi, give me a topic here. I'm coming to you with this one. I'm going to just start rolling these out here. We're going to have fun with it. We're going to do a few more of these. Oh, yeah. I'm getting soulmate shit. By the way, that should be my outtake on my website. I'm getting soulmate shit. 2 of Cups, the Hermit. One is working harder than the other. Relationship with my ex. Hot damn. Because then I give you the 7 of Swords. This is great. This is great for an ex. And I'm going to tell you why. The karmatic partners that you see in the 2 of Cups, soulmate, meant to be together, so forth and so on, for whatever purpose, whether it was kids or lessons or asylum, for whatever reason that you got together, you were together for a purpose, right? Then the Hermit card comes out, and you did some serious personal growth during this relationship. And then you see the 7 of Swords. Holy shnikes. As a baseline, now, a lot of people look at the 7 of Swords and they go, sneaky son of a bitch. They're just like, look at him sneak off of this. Look at him sit here and go, oh my gosh, there's not too much whatever. You know, like, I'm going to go ahead and steal these. Here's the backstory. And those of you that study tarot are going to understand this. And it's a beautiful thing. The Seven of Swords actually has a backstory that he's stealing those swords to avoid the fight. He's taking away the ammunition of the enemies. And by the way, he's not really for either one of the sides. He just doesn't want to fight. The fight and the battle might eventually affect him. So that's why he says, you know what, we're not going to fight about these things. So maybe this X situation is about focusing in on the maybe two things that you really should be focusing in on. You're not worrying about all the minor details. Don't get into the horse shit of if you're 5 minutes late, you can't see the kids. Don't get into the bullshit of like, if you pay me 3 days later, then you're going to have to pay taxes on it or whatever, right? Let's not be punitive about this. By the way, it's a very non-punitive card. It might look like it, but it's not. It's actually, let's just diffuse the situation. You're coming into an easier time. Let's see what the Royale comes in. Oh, yeah. And by the way, I think you did everything right. But there's maybe a little righteousness to it. I don't know if he's like super political or even religious. You did it right. And listen, he freed you up for the next thing. I'm not going to call him a dummy. But I am going to tell you, you finally started to put yourself first. Holy shnikes, here we go. You really are the most important person in your life, right? And it's actually going to have a very even outcome. This could be a judge ruling on this. This could be you guys finding a balance where it's no longer a war. I hope I'm giving you some refresher on this one, because this is definitely an opportunity for you. Look at your growth. Heidi, look at your growth. You know, you stood up for yourself here. Here you did your growth and you put yourself first. And here you're like, I just don't want to fight. Listen, you have two valid points. Let's stick to the guns here. I'm not gonna get into a pissing contest about the difference between, 730 and 740. I'm just not. Cut your shit. We're still in this together on some level. And I don't care if you're talking about kids or the dog or the house or the splitting up the assets or whatever. This is about a very even split. Even if he thinks he's trying to get over on you. By the way, also if you feel like you're getting over on them. This is you going, everything else is going to be disaster. If the split is 60-40 and the fight is for 50-50, you're going to end up with 40 anyways, because everybody's going to lose with the lawyers. That's the way this shit happens, man. See what the Oracle deck talks about. Boy, if this doesn't speak to this one, I don't. Oh my God, are you guys kidding me? I'm doing a great job over here and nobody's mentioning to me. All right, I'm going to go back to the top. Oh my God, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm having a great time. I'm seeing what I'm rolling out and you guys aren't. So you've got the Two of Cups covered by the Hierophant. This is about you doing the right thing in that relationship. The Hermit is about your spiritual growth. The Sun is about you putting yourself first. The Seven of Swords is actually that diffusion one. It is a little sneaky. Think of it this way. Think of it in The Sound of Music when the nuns took out the carburetors. That's what that is. Let's take that out so the good guys win. And then, of course, you've got the Justice card. You've got the Libra card. And now I give you this one. I can't believe I did that, guys. I'm so sorry. I am an anus. Uranus. That's why you said it. It's all a story, and make it a good one. It's all a story, so make it a good one. Heidi, I think you kind of needed to see this. I think you need to kind of see how this rolled out for you. Is there any other way that messages could come through so clearly? And by the way, the blue smoke, I immediately thought about the Hierophant. Like I said, it's like my ass named the new pope. Which, by the way, is slightly more scientific than what they do now. You guys do know that they blow out the smoke and that sort of thing. So Saint Malachi was a priest, and he went to the Vatican and he had a series of dreams, and he actually listed all of the future popes. And each one of the popes, he realized that some of them were not really truly Catholic; they were more political, and he would call them antichrists, or anti-popes rather, not antichrist. We've got our hands full with that shit. But the anti-popes were the ones that weren't necessarily for the faith; they were for the political stuff. And he went on to name each one of them, and he named them with insane accuracy. He was able to name not this past pope, the one before that, Pope John 23rd. Actually, Nostradamus nailed him as well by calling him the Sun Pope. He was born on a solar eclipse and he died on a solar eclipse. How about that one? Saint Malachi actually called him Le Soleil, Papa Le Soleil, or something or another like that. So he even kind of tapped into the solar return on that. And what was interesting about Saint Malachi was that he was so insanely accurate. Like, he named every single pope. They actually went back and looked at each one of them and realized that not only was he channeling them, he was connecting their good nature, and they have been preparing for the end of the Catholic Church as we know it. Oh, by the way, the last pope is currently in the Vatican right now, based on St. Malachi. I mean, why not? I mean, for crying out loud, just send them to Gaza and we'll figure it out, right? All right, guys, we're going to put down 3 cards. We're going to bring in somebody else here, and we're going to do a little Cards Against Humanity. All right, guys. So, he loved corn. Oh, yes, he did. Yeah, Heidi, listen, this is you. This is about you stepping up, right? This is about you finding balance for who you are. No, it's not a fight, but you want the opportunity. I know what that's like. Sometimes you want the fight. Sometimes you want to know what the freak you did. Sometimes you want to say, we can work on this. Sometimes you want to say, sorry. I don't know what I did, but sorry. I think ghosting is one of the least spiritual things you can do. I think it is actually one of the shit, because I'm kind of getting that vibe here, Heidi. If you run away from your opportunity to grow, you're the chicken shit. You're not being a bigger person. Don't tell me it's about your mental health and your sanity. I'm not talking about abuse. Abuse, fucking, I'll help you pack. I'm talking about when you can have a conversation, but instead you don't return the text. I'm talking about when you sit there and you have the conversation, but you don't say the words because you, quote, don't think it's worth it. It is the biggest fucking cop-out. We've all done it. Everybody does it. And sometimes we think that we're so self-righteous. Even if I explain it to you, you're not going to understand it. It's just bullshit. He chose you. Part of what he chose in you was to ride it out. And listen, sometimes it doesn't stay together. Sometimes, limit it. Sometimes it just doesn't work out no matter how hard you try. And a lot of people akin ghosting to suicide. And mental health is a real thing. I can show you astrologically when people pass what was happening to them, and if they had just waited 10 more minutes, 8 minutes. I watch a lot of Simon Sinek. I think he is the innovator we should all be listening to, because he understands human nature for performance as well as spirituality. Like, he leaves room for everything. That cat's got it, guys. And one of the things he was talking about, he ran into an old friend, and his old friend's like, "Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in a while." And then he gave him an update, and sure enough, the friend said, yeah, I was really struggling. And then he goes, what? You never said anything. And then he goes, yeah, remember the time I texted you from out of the blue? Yeah. Remember the time when I asked you if you could, you want to go to a ball game? And then he's like, oh, yeah, it didn't work out. And then he worked out with them. He goes, sometimes you just need 8 minutes to talk. Everybody in your life deserves 8 minutes if they're going to be in your life. Right? And part of that display isn't necessarily about, in those 8 minutes, what you transform, you hear the vibration of voice, however it is you trust the person that you're going to talk to. But you hear the vibration of voice, you hear their logic, you hear their whatever, you hear them poke holes in even your emotions and be like, that's bullshit, get off the deck. Or maybe they're like, yeah, you know what, you're 100% valid, fuck him, right? Either way, it's an encouragement for you to understand that at least you're being heard. When somebody ghosts you, it leaves you in an empty room. And I can say this because I've had it happen to me. By the way, you can't ghost a medium. Because I will keep coming up in your life. It's happened so many times to people that try and pull this shit with me, and I just laugh. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I see we're on the panel together, and they're like, how you doing? And I go, oh, those are the first words you've said to me in 7 months because you were too chicken shit to return my message. Okay, here we go. Let's see how this passive aggressive bullshit is going to work. By the way, I've already been reading you. Anyways, I told you that story to tell you this one. It leaves you in an empty room. And by the way, that sends you spiraling. That makes you fill in the gaps of where they could have told you. And they may have every reason to say, I don't want to be in a relationship with you anymore. By the way, this isn't about your feelings being hurt. It's about you understanding what you could have done differently. It's about your growth. Be selfish in that moment, but not selfish because you're going to talk them into staying. No. Right? How about you recognizing the idea that if you have the conversation with them, they're going to understand you as well. They've shut down the idea that you can grow. Now, with suicide, I'm a medium. I talk to dead people. People that go sideways like that needed 8 minutes from somebody. A lot of times when people commit suicide, it's because they were ghosted or they were shut out by somebody else. There it is as I spill shit down the front of me. By the way, this is my Cool Change t-shirt. It's time for cool change. I have so many. Yeah. Good, Rita, because I'm coming to you. Coming to you, Rita. I think you're going to like this one. Right? Yeah, Casey, thanks for hearing me on that one. Jimmy, yeah, it sucks. Yeah, but that's also business too. Right? And, sometimes people overextend themselves where they're like, yeah, I can do that. Oh, yeah, I can do that. And then they realize you're halfway through a process and they're like, holy shit, this is more work than what I agreed to or what I thought. They can still call you back and say, I'm sorry, I'm overwhelmed. I can't do it. That's all you needed. You don't need an explanation. Right? All right, Rita, you're going to have fun with this one. Let's get back to the fun. Not that it wasn't fun. Right? Yeah, and Donna, I hear what you're saying about it. It's a cowardly way out. I'm going to say it to you this way. It's a hopeless way out. There's nothing cowardly about doing something that takes away the one thing that you completely look at. I mean, think about it. The body that you're in is the only thing you've ever known your entire life. That's why when we get aches and pains, we're like, oh no, it's happening. Right? Thanks, Blue Star. Thanks, Caitlin. All right. Rita, are you ready? Okay. Here's your card. Say it loud. I'm blank and I'm proud. 1, 2, or 3. Oh, we're going to have fun with this shit. This one's going to be epic. I don't know what these cards are. Pull them out of there. All right, Rita, 1, 2, or 3. I know we got a little bit of a delay here. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Number 2. Number 2. As I learn how to drink again. God. You know what? I'm going to pull all 3 of them. Let's just have fun with it. Say it loud. I'm Chinese, people, and I'm proud. These are the cards against humanity. Write your letters to them or in Aramaic. Oh, this is interesting. Say it loud. I am a tree with human skin. Oh, mighty oak. Say it loud. I'm this kid I found, and I'm proud. Talk about your inner child work. By the way, subtly, I think you guys are seeing where I might go with this. You know, we could go inner child here. We could go your past life. You know, work with the Chinese people. I mean, listen, it sounds a little derogatory, but let's be honest. If we had a past life, there's a chance that you were in China. Those billion didn't get here overnight. This kid I found is your inner child, or the trees with human skin. Let's talk about how you are connected to nature. Let's talk about how you are a driving force of stability. How about that, Rita? Did I pull that one out of the deck? I think so. All right, here we go. Oh, 8 of Wands, Rita. Oh, I know you hang out in the classes, so I know you know what we're talking about here. The 8 of Wands is quick and fast moving. By the way, kind of looks like a bunch of trees. Kind of looks like a bunch of branches coming off of there. Oh, Knight of Cups comes in. We have the actionable love call here, and then we get the Hanged Man. By the way, he's on a tree. Here we go. This is a change of pace for you. This is, I'm going to do something different, right? This is, hey, I'm going to walk into this hugging trees. That's right. Listen, if you are ever having a bad day, by the way, if you can't find somebody for 8 minutes, find a tree for 2. These logos I have, these slogans that I have are really fantastic, right? I love this shit. I love my work. Rita, on top of that 8 of Wands, that quick, fast-moving action is about you taking it easy because it's time for a cool change. Right? The Ace of Pentacles comes out here to say abundance is on its way. Oh, I'm going to go full Little River Band. Hang on. Help is on the way. And by the way, I'm going to give you the 6 of Swords here. I'm going to talk about the journey that is, that you're headed for a cool change. And then the Hanged Man connected to none other than the 8 of Pentacles, because the 8 of Pentacles is about doing that work that you need to do for yourself, being that stable person. You look at things a little bit different. I don't know if you're managing somebody that maybe is come to you to by the way, Rita, it's kind of funny. Your comment is at exactly 8 o'clock. 8. And then you get the 8 of Pentacles here. And we talked about 8 minutes. You give people perspective that when they're on their journey, you're a source of stability. You're talking to your daughter about hugging trees. That's great advice. It's great advice of any parent to say, go hug a tree, right? Wow. The 6 of Swords is kind of a deceivingly, it's kind of like this, any of the swords look a little deceiving because it has a lot more to do with your mental acuity. But the 6 of Swords actually speaks about the journey that you're on, that some of the life experiences that you might have been on might not have been the most pleasant, but there were nothing permanent. Guys, nothing's permanent. Everything is temporary. Everything is temporary. I got bad news for you. None of you are going to make it. It's just the way it is. But we think that everything is fatal. everything is like over the top, right? Because we're getting conditioned to work in extremes because we don't expand anything else. By the way, every single time you are driven to purchase something, right? Anything that you are marketed or advertised to, it is based on fear. Only for a limited time. Only for this, only for that. Listen, I pulled the same marketing shit because you're already conditioned. I only have so many spots open for the special tomorrow. So at 7:31, you should be in your email to get on the website to get your spot. That's just the way it's got to be. Right? There you go. What are you going to do after retirement there, Rita? Oh my God, Trish, I can't even tell you how much I've heard nothing but Kansas in the past week. Because all y'all is dust in the wind. Nothing lasts forever but the earth and sky and Twinkies. That's it. Don't forget the Twinkies, everybody. Wow. All right, Rita, bringing you home here on this one. Where are we going? You're just a hot mess of awesome. That makes you flossom. I love this fucking card. Flossom. You know what makes you flossom? You own it. You own it. One of the levels of maturity is actually owning any of your shortcomings. It's also recognizing that you're probably better than what you think you are, or at least in terms of like, it's not as bad as what you think it is. I feel pretty good about it though. Yeah, I like Flossom here because this is about you stepping into a brand new thing. Oh God, Rachel, don't even get me started on that food. Do you know that McDonald's had to change the name of their McChicken sandwich because it's no longer it fell below the amount of chicken they actually put in it? By the way, that's the reason why the McRib won't come back, because it has virtually no rib meat in it. It's insane, guys. But yet they're still a powerhouse and they're in every corner in America. And ugh, when are we going to become authentic? When are we going to be authentic? I don't know. But Rachel, I'm coming to you now. That's a great comment, by the way. Rachel, I think you know how to play this game. I think you're going to have... Rita, thank you so much. I do appreciate you. And yeah, I'm sticking to you. I was just asked for guidance from my guides. Well, there you go. Be like a tree and get out of here. By the way, are they really making... Hey, Laura, how are you? Are they really making a Back to the Future 4? I don't think they are. But I could see Marty becoming the philosopher and teaching Doc how to do it because he's more advanced. And then he says something like, oh, my twitch, it was because they tried to plant a chip in my head and I dug in there and I took it out, but now I have this twitch and I sometimes can't control my body. Like, I would write it into the story. I really would. And I would bring Crispin Glover back as the actual archenemy to the whole fucking thing and be like his dad. And like, he's going to turn around. He's going to be like, I'm your father. And then they're going to fight on the top of that ridiculous tower. And then his mom is going to be like, I'm really your sister. I'm not your mother. Like, come on, guys. Creativity abound. All right, Rachel, we got to grab a doozy here. The musical is on its way. Yeah, I know. I know one of the producer. And he's saying it's like he's all about it. He's all about it. He says it's actually one of the best works that he's ever seen. He actually was on the tour production of The Color Purple, so he knows what he's talking about. And he's a casting director for a whole series of things. Anyways, the guy's top notch, and he said that's a show your did I just spaz a little bit there? So sorry. You know who started the trend of these movies being made into musicals? Reese freaking Witherspoon. It's incredible, right? Yeah, I love that, Jess. I love that. Yeah, I seem to be freezing a little bit. Rachel knows the game, though. She's grabbing the one. Oh, I see what's going on. I'm hitting a little bit of I am hitting a little technical issue here, but it looks like I'm clear. Looks like I'm clear. It was a glitch. I just got a notification that says that it is rectified. We seem to be okay. Rachel's picking number one on this one right here. You got to hear me read it, though. This one says Cards Against Humanity. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying this. All right. Seriously, guys, there's nothing funny about number one. Thanks for the heads up, Haiti. Oh, my gosh. Seriously, guys, there's nothing funny about a bird that dies. Tell me you found a robin or something on your front porch or something. Mark Zuckerberg was one of the other answers. And, well, here we go, Rachel. All My Dead Sisters was the third one. All right, Rachel, we're going to start rolling these out for you. Oh, large and in charge, girl. You go, girl. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. You know what this is? If birds connect us with past loved ones, as they are messengers from spirit, a dead bird represents that maybe you have a lack of connection. There's nothing funny about it because you're the Queen of Wands. You're in the middle of it. But Rachel, we're going to call you out here. You're a little scared. You're worried. What if I'm wrong? What if I'm no good at this? What if I do energy work on somebody and I screw them up even more? Guess what? That's the price of admission sometimes. But I'm going to tell you this. Here's a happy mixed blended family. This is you finding eternal happiness with the 10 of Cups coming out. You didn't pay me for this reading, but it's worth its weight in gold. Here it is. Here it is. Now listen, Queen of Wands is kind of a new feel for you. Might even be a little uncomfortable. The Fool card comes out because it's letting you know that you need to take charge in a different way. Yeah, sure, you're in charge, but what does that mean? Does that mean you're always going to do all the cooking and cleaning, or does it mean you're going to say, we're going to plan the adventures? Afraid of. Maybe you're feeling like you're doing all the work here. Queen of Wands is used to doing it. Yeah, am I coming back here, guys? Hold on.
Want to plug in?
No, I'm already plugged in.
Plugged in?
Yeah. All right. I think I'm good now. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I had a glitch. I think that some things are going back. So Queen of Wands comes out, the Fool card comes out. You have to wield your power differently. That's what it is. Thanks, Laura. Thanks, Blue Star. Thanks, Rita. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Kayla. You guys are all looking out for me. Then you've got the Four of Pentacles, which is kind of like it's like you're good, you have enough, but you're not investing in yourself. The Lovers card goes on top of it, and it's not lovers. Calm down, everybody. It's a little Gemini action here. But it also means about choice. It's like, are you enjoying this? Are you enjoying the idea that you're holding back on things, right? Hold on a second. This 10 of Cups is pretty awesome. Another Hangman. This is about you growing spiritually and looking at it a different way. Maybe you've been looking at it in the same ways that you've always been looking at it. Now it's your time. Now you find happiness when you're like, you're not going to believe this. I have somebody that was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do I'm going to do these disciplines. I'm going to work with crystals. I'm going to do this, that, and the other thing. I'm going to read people. I'm going to give them closure and blah, blah, blah. And then nothing worked for them. I didn't see them for a little while, ran into them. Hey, how you been? What's going on? Always engaged, right? And then they're like, yeah, you'll never believe this, but I'm becoming a death doula. I'm like, what? That wasn't even near on your radar. Oh yeah, I just ran into somebody. And then all of a sudden the things that I started to work on with them was what they needed. And it was being a death doula. Interesting, right? I just think you have to look at things differently. It's big change. There's change. These are change cards without being scary change. This is realization of change. This isn't a tower, right? We're not dropping the 5 of Wands here. We're not dropping death cards on things, right? I've been told, oh, a death doula before. Well, then there you go. Yeah, it's funny. The terminology always scared me, and I was asked to speak at a death doula group once. And I walked in, I go, don't take this the wrong way. You scare the shit out of me. And it was my own ignorance. It was my own Catholic, like death and doula. Like, first of all, what is this? The death of the vajayjay? Like, what is this? Like, what are we killing here? And then I started to realize after sitting with them, I'm like, oh, the doula, a birth doula, a death doula. They are the term doula, and forgive me, somebody's going to know this, feel free to put it in there, but a doula is like a conduit. A doula is somebody that facilitates, right? And after sitting there with them, I wasn't worried anymore. Like, I was like, oh, I don't mind the word death doula then. But my own ignorance kind of kept me back from that. That was my hangman moment where I was just like, oh, I've got to see it differently, right? I mean, I was really adamantly against witchcraft. I still am in a way, but I didn't understand why. And, how do I delineate tree-hugging Rita from somebody that's casting spells? Well, there's a distinct difference because, somebody that is working with nature, that is working with the power and the energy of the earth, is vastly different than somebody else trying to cast spells and take away free will. Oh, so free will. So my scrutiny of witchcraft became my primer for what helped me understand free will, right? I think you're right there, Rach. I really do. And by the way, Rachel and I have known each other for a long time, and how about rings around Saturn? I love this card, and I'm going to tell you why. Rings around Saturn is very important here for this reason. You realize that they didn't realize how many rings Saturn had until Voyager 2 went by? And then they didn't realize that they were starting to shrink because at first they thought that they were just like dissipating or spinning off or whatever. And then they're realizing that it's because Saturn's getting a little bit bigger. It's getting a little more gassy. It just went to the buffet, you know what I'm saying? And the rings are actually changing their pattern, right? They also learned from seeing other things. They saw that Jupiter actually has a ring around it. It's a very thin ring. It lost a moon. God bless you, still got 27 others. Or 37 others or whatever it is. And then they realized that there was a ring around Uranus, but I like to say Uranus. And then they also realized that Uranus actually rolled on its side and it actually had a hexagonal pole shift and all this other stuff. So they started to learn all these other things from all the other planets. And they went back to the Saturn ring because they were so excited because they could see it you could sort of see it with the naked eye, but you could definitely see it with the telescope. And then they started to realize like all of our perception was gone. It wasn't, yeah, sure, it's rings, but we didn't know what those rings were. Rachel, you have ability. You just don't know what the ability is yet. Not quitting you. Not quitting on you, kid. By the way, do you know back in the day before GPS, the reason why most people got lost is because they didn't go far enough? True story. True story. Yeah, Kathy, today definitely has some rough energy. Definitely has some rough energy. We're getting ready for a really different. Oh, Patty, how are you? Patty, enjoyed our time there at the Arsenal. You were worried I was going to skip you, didn't you? Be honest. Be honest. The last couple are always like looking around, going, "I hope you don't forget me. I spent a lot of money on drinks." Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm going to tell you astrologically, and I'm going to pull up my phone here for a second. I did not pull a report out today. It takes me a second here, guys. Hold on a second. So one of the challenges that I think we're having right now is that we're so clustered right now. I'm going to hold this up. And I know you can't really see it all that well, but look at all that tight energy going on there near the sun, right? The moon's taking a drive-by by Pluto, which, by the way, could be part of the challenge right now. For you personally, the moon's in Aquarius for certain here on April 30th. Us Aquarius moons feel very empowered. We feel very energetic. Happens to be in the third house astrologically. Yeah, you also have, well, that's a happy hunky-dory. You've got Venus moving into Taurus. Let me talk for a minute. Let me go full penny here on this one. So the Empress card is the Venus card. It also captures Taurinian energy for that reason. So we're setting up for a doozy of a time, because you also have, holy shit, I can't believe I missed that one. You have Mars moving into Aries, which is its natal sign, and then you have Venus moving into Taurus, literally right now. How you doing, everybody? Shit's about to get real. So here's the deal. Mars in Aries is a very natal position, right? It's the natural position, right? Venus in Taurus is a very natural position. Natural positions rely on other things not being in a natal position. So it's kind of like Venus is kind of like let's go explore our love. Let's go explore what we enjoy. Let's go understand the arts better. Let's go watch baseball. Let's go. Mars shows up in Aries and says, you know who Mars in Aries is? It's the kid that shows up in the Beastie Boy commercial that rips open a beer, chugs it, and throws it across the room. That's what Mars in Aries is. You got to fight for your right to party, right? It will mess with your intelligence. It will mess with your patience. It just throws you off your game. Because you're just like, hey, everybody, I'm having a party. And even though in the back of your mind, you're like, dickhead Sam is going to show up and throw back a beer, kick over my parents' portrait, and I'm going to have some explaining to do. You know it. You know that Brandon's going to jump off of the roof in nothing but a Vikings helmet. You know it's going to happen. You know you're going to see his dingleberry this week. Like, it's just the way it's going to happen. Like, you're like, it's going to, and then when it happens, you go, oh, shit. They're my stories. I'll tell them. And on the flip side of that, you begin to recognize that you still got hot buttons. You still got things that you got to work on. right? And you see, it's almost like you see the goodness of stuff and you see the goal, and then you see the distraction all at the same time. I just summarized my day, right? I've got so much. I can't wait to finish the studio, guys. You're going to freaking love it. You're going to have regular sound healings. I've had a few. Bringing in some old friends I haven't seen in a while. No offense. But I'll get it open to everybody. Don't you worry. I've got a big, huge New Year's Eve event. By the way, what are you doing New Year's Eve? I've got a theater tour coming up. Come on, guys. It's time for me. Right? Oh, Thea Cynthia. That's wonderful. I hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, Kayla, I might summarize your whole life, whole year so far. Well, let's talk about transition. Let's talk about change. Let's talk about the way it is that we approach these things. And by the way, thank you guys for finding the time for this. You know, Mars is calling the game today on account of the rain. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, Mars is going to Mars, guys. The moon is going to moon. And the moon in Aquarius is very much a don't get attached to this shit. Right? As an Aquarius moon, that has been, being a Pisces sun and a Leo rising and then having an Aquarius moon is so contradictory. They're two fixed signs with a mutable essence. I love to hate myself sometimes. But you learn to deal. I actually think it served me very well now. But that doesn't mean that I was going crazy. I was just like, how am I supposed to help everybody if nobody wants to whatever, then I have to whatever. And then somebody said, just let it go. If I don't care, then nobody will care. Really, Brandon? Really? Check that Leo ego and shut up. Move on to the next challenge. Next time, maybe you'll do better. But you mean I didn't do good? And then my Pisces comes out. I'm curled up in a corner in the fetal position, and I'm crying like a 4-year-old. I mean, that was last week. I've grown a lot. Give me some feedback on this. Let me know how you guys like this Cards Against Humanity. It's a lot of fun. Hey, Jackie, how are you? Yeah, Leo's and Leo's rising. Debbie, fun and deep at the same time. Sounds like my social life. I don't know what I'm saying, Debbie. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'll be here until 11 o'clock, and I'm about to hit half semi-cold pizza. Like that's what I'm about to do. I'm blessed to do this, which is why, and I'm going to put this on one more time. I see a bunch of you have signed up so far. I have a lot of things that I'm only going to be doing through email from here on in. If you're already in the email list, you got this today. I've got some cool special announcements. I have music I'm going to be releasing. And if you want to be in it, you want to be on it, I'm actually going to be doing a little bit of a live for my, my members, where I'm going to be doing some music. Studio's almost done. I got the board in here. I figured out that it works today. That's good. I got it from is helping out a studio friend of mine. And we're talking about doing a thing on New Year's Eve. And by the way, I got the idea from here, so I don't mind talking about it. New Year's Eve, I want to do something very ambitious. I want to do a meditation as we ring in the new year. And I want it to be fun. I want it to be contemplative. I want it to be engaging. I want you to be able to bring your better half. I want you to be able to get messages from loved ones. So it will look like having a circle and then having the band play and then doing meditation into the new year. By the way, I love to do stuff nobody else does. Right? No, it's not. If Blue Stars, if you got an email from me earlier today about this event tonight, then you're all signed up for the email list. Yeah, Janet, you are your better half. And by the way, quit sending me those pictures. I've seen both halves. You're good. Thank you, Andrea. Andrea's known me for a decade, for crying out loud. Maybe not a decade, but yeah, somewhere in the middle of all of this, I realized that like everything that every single medium is doing is great for them. It's so, it's like you're running a playbook. I mean, you leave corporate America to do what? Go run another playbook that somebody else wrote? Fuck that. Be original. It'll be in upstate New York. Rita, I have you in mind. It'll be in upstate. It'll be up in Albany. It will also be, well, hang on to that because I'm working with a state-of-the-art guy who is actually going to have my entire space wired. So you guys are going to see a lot more of what I'm able to do on the regular. I do a lot of music. I do a lot of creative outlet. And even the meetings are kind of fun. Not that I'm going to start televising like the meetings that I have with, you know, people that I'm connected to. And, you know, when we talk about new books coming out or whatever. But when I get the band in here, there's no reason why we can't all strum along together or do a little sing along. I just miss playing. And I can't physically play drums for hours anymore. Just can't do it. As a matter of fact, I haven't even set up my drum kit in probably almost 2 years now. When I was in the old studio, I will have tickets for a live stream. Yes, that is what I'm getting at. So if you can be there live, that's one thing. If you can rock and roll it from another, that's another thing. And I think I almost want to be ambitious enough to do multiple time zones. I don't know, guys. Let's see what you're supposed to do to fix the world, and then go do that. Right? Seeing a few of you out there. Thank you so much, guys. All right, listen, guys, hard tap 7:30. You're going to hear from me tomorrow morning. You're going to click on the big button that says link right here. And then you are going to go ahead and click on that and pick whatever time it is you need to. And then you're going to say, this is what I can afford. And listen, guys, okay, no questions asked. Right? I do want you to think about the value of it. But more importantly, though, the value of it to me is to make sure that you get what you need. Because that's what we do. This is the work of service, everybody. Let's go do it. Heart taps, you guys. Thank you so much for being along on my journey. We give the heart taps to tell one another we care and love for each other and to remind each other to simply keep going. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Kathy. Hope you have a better day. Yes, Flannery. So good to see you. I'll see you guys soon.